The wind is still blowing. This is our third storm in a week, but we are heading down to the River Sarawi. Breezy is not the word for it today. I've got 2 pair of jeans on, I've got 3 layers plus a coat and a scarf, and I can still feel it. The temperature gauge actually says 9 degrees, but they didn't take into account wind chill factor. We've been through Storm Dudley, then we had Superstorm Eunice, now we've got Franklin. So our original plan, which was to get a video done this week by visiting the coast, got thrown out last night when weather warning said avoid the coast, winds of over 50 miles an hour, and they were coming in just where we were going. So we've decided to try our luck here on the river, because this River Sarawi, when it floods, sometimes deposits things up on the grass and on the pathways. We've found pipe stems before now just lying in the grass. So we're going to check out this spot, and if we find it's a little bit too much for us here, we may even go a little further downriver. But we're gonna make a film, and hopefully we're gonna find some finds. So let's have a look what we've got on the riverbank today.
Look at that. The path is now a river. Well, at least a stream. I can see a little blue bead there. Now trying to pick it up is going to be really difficult. It may wash away. Ah, there it goes. Phil, please don't pick this bead. Can we get that bead? It's getting away from me.
I don't know, I'm gonna get cold on.
You're going to get very cold.
Oh. Oh. I got it!
Well then. It wants to run down to the river.
Ah,
it's cold. A blue glass bead. Oh, that was worth getting your hand wet and cold for, wasn't it, Phil?
No.
Look at that, how lovely. Wow, the beach is underwater. So the only way to get down to the little beach down there is to get in the water. So come on, pop your wellies on, in we go. It's going to be cold. Oh, I was right. It's freezing. So we've reached the island. It is still freezing, but I've seen something that could be a ball or a marble or a bead, or none of the above. There. Oh look, it's another blue glass bead. A completely different colour to the last one. And this river is coming from a different place to the river source or the water source we saw the other bead in. So that must be off something completely different. And it's blue. Blue must have been very popular. Right. Right, what else can we see when you think we found 2 beads already? This is really exciting.
I have something.
Oh, what have you got? What have you got? Oh, is that what I think it is?
It is that. I can see they're all in the end.
Oh, look, it's our first piece of pipe stem of the day. Go
Try
on,
to pick it up with your grabber.
I'll try, it may roll away.
I put a foot in front.
I got it. Oh, look, it's one of those ones that looks like a little rose bush or a thorn bush. Oh, well spotted, Mr. Johnson. I'm impressed.
I spotted the white china to start with, and then you start staring, and it's when you stare you see more. And this rim here, I think it's just a can, isn't it?
I'm not quite sure.
Oh,
It's a hoop.
I thought that was a can. I thought it was the ridge of a can, look.
Oh, well, that could come in useful. We'll take that with us. Well spotted again. We're seeing lots of bits of china. I love these. They're all mixing bowls, and I just wonder how many people have baked and used this bowl over the years. It's amazing the history that's there, and it doesn't look like much. But boy, if shards of crockery could talk, imagine the stories that could tell. Oh look, it's a bit of a flagon, I would assume. That's where the handle joined on. That's a lovely bit of glass. Of a square bottomed bottle, probably a sauce bottle. There are so many sauce bottles in this area. Well, bits of sauce bottle. It's very nice. I can also see something red in the water. Looks like a piece of ceramic tile. Let's dig around and see if we can pick it up. Oh yes, isn't that lovely? A bit of burgundy tile. I do like that, very stylish. Oh look, that looks like pipe stem. I know it isn't. No. But we'll have a look anyway. It's teasing me. It's one of those twigs. They crew on those twigs. Look at them. They pretend to be pipe stems just to wind me up.
Want to see my find?
Oh, go on there, Mr. Johnson. What have you got? Oh, it's windy here. Sorry if there's any wind noise.
You were saying about glass, sec? That bit was up on the side.
Oh, that's a nice piece, yeah.
These two are in the water.
Right.
And that looks like a little lid of some
kind. Oh, a little stopper. Oh no, yes, I think it is. So for a minute I thought maybe it was the bottom of an egg cup, but I don't think it is.
And these...
Oh, they're pretty.
But look at that one.
That's very dark.
That is a stone.
Oh, never.
It is.
Oh.
It completely fooled me.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was another piece of pottery, but see all this different blues? And look at this stone.
Oh, it's a stone, yes. Oh, it's got a fossil on the back.
Yeah, look at that. See the lines?
Now, is that some sort of palm from the Carboniferous period, or is that some sort of lizardy thing?
I think it's a bark of a palm or
I think
something.
so, because the lines
See,
are
it's
so straight.
regimented.
Yes.
But I spotted that on the
It could be a bit
side.
of a dragon's tail, because the dragons tended to have very straight lines on them, so do you think it could be that?
I would never argue with an expert.
Now, mudlarkers everywhere will recognise this superior find. It's amazing. Such a discovery for everyone. They don't find them very often. It's a shard of ridged pottery. What is a mudlark without ridged pottery? And a second piece of ridged pottery. I've come across a crop of spotted stones. These are quite a find. They're most prolific in Wales. You don't see them so much anywhere else, but you do find them quite often in Wales, and the reason why they're spotted is because it's starting to rain, and it always seems to be raining in Wales. Oh, we need to find some finds quickly, because I want to go home and have a drink of hot chocolate. Why? 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 What's that? I don't know what it is. Perhaps off a bike handlebar, a very vague guess. Definitely looks like a Y, especially from a distance. Look at that. That is the most amazing colour. Looks like plums on a very deep cobalt blue background. Oh, I bet that was fabulous. I wonder what it was. So look at the curvature on it. Possibly a jardinier. Could be. Wonder if it had an aspidistra in it. Don't know if you remember the song, The Biggest Aspidistra in the World. My mother-in-law had an aspidistra. Kept it for years, but I think it's finally died. So I'm going to go for a wander now along here, because this is the sort of place that we find pipe stems after a storm up here. Because they seem to bob up on the top of the water, and then the water recedes all the way back there and leaves treasures behind. Now we're not guaranteed to find them, but I am going to concentrate my eyes here and see if I can find any. Ooh, look extra hard, and don't forget, shout if you see something. It's the shopping trolley wheel. Completely wedged. I think the whole trolley is under there somewhere. Oh yes, if you look through the water there, I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, there's another one of the wheels. So that is going nowhere. Hello Mr. Johnson, are you as cold as I am?
I am. I am sheltering in what's left of this beautiful old tree.
Look at that. Completely split.
Yeah, this had seen better days.
It has.
But what I think may be another fossil.
Oh yes, it could be.
And then the bottom of a plate, I think. I like the blue on that.
It's nice.
And see the pattern in that
Oh,
there?
only just.
Little handle.
Yep.
A lump of glass.
Oh,
Comes from a square bottle, but it's been washed and washed in the river. This one's a nice bit of glass. Like it's got
got the lines on it.
Got the ridge. I thought it was a brown piece, but it's not. When you hold up the
No.
light, you can see it isn't. Another bit of a handle.
Right.
That's a lovely rich colour blue.
Yep.
And look at that for another stone.
Oh, that's a pretty one.
That fooled me.
Looks like a mint humbug.
That fooled me completely, I did. I thought I had a bit of china there. And I thought this was a nice, interesting
Oh, it's a
find.
fish.
Well, I was thinking, if I was to be making a model, that could be a dinosaur. Dinosaur skull, even. See the eye?
Yep.
Going that way. If you go this way, it's a fish.
Yep.
If you go this way, it's a dinosaur. And if you go that way, well, I haven't got a clue.
Christmas tree.
There we go. So I just thought it was a nice enough shape
Oh, the camera's blowing about in the wind.
for me to use.
It is very nice.
Now then, there we go. I'll have those back. Now it is getting rather windy here.
Yes, definitely.
And we are very exposed because we're very near the top of the River Sarawi. We're in a region known as Baddies Pits, which gets its name because it was once this area. We wouldn't have been stood here. It would have been just a hive of activity, noise and dirt, because in 1850 they sunk the first shafts here. At that first pit there were some tragedies over the times. In fact, not long after it opened in 1865, 27 men were lost, and a number of those, about half a dozen, were under the age of 16. It was a very dangerous time to work in the mines, and when they exhausted a seam here, they would just go to the other side of the mountain, pop into Abertusog, open a mine there and work the seam from there. All worked by the Tredegar Iron and Coal Company. But a subsidiary of that company opened a mine just a little further down the river. So we're going to make our way down by there now and take a look and share a little of the history of the colliery that went in 1913.
We're heading back down to the car, and look what I found. It's a clay marble. Oh, I'm really pleased with that, because I thought maybe where the bead was on its way down here, something like a bead could be caught in this current and being driven across the field, and I was right.
Okay, here I am, and I'm further down the river. It's a bit more sheltered here, but Caroline's staying in the car in the warm because we're going to head further on down and look for more finds, and I'm just doing a little spot for history, and we didn't want it to get too cold, otherwise we'd have to cut the day short. Now, you may be able to hear the sound of the river, but I'm not going to go on the river, because if I just show you down through the trees there, the river is hundreds of feet below me, flowing down through, as you can see, between the woods, and then it goes under this ground and out the other side. because this area has a bridge. Well, it doesn't look much of a bridge now, to be honest, but it was once a major route that came from the main road straight through to the area just beyond where I'm standing. And it's this area that I want us to visit, because I'm on a bit of a personal pilgrimage today. I've never visited this site. I know this place well, but I have never visited this actual site over here. It's the site of a colliery. The colliery was called Markham Colliery. Now, Markham Colliery was opened in 1913. It was an extremely groundbreaking modern place in many ways, because it was the first colliery in the South Wales region to have electric winding. And the colliery was on this area. You see the plateau here? This is where they used to have the sidings, and on those sidings they used to shunt the trucks to remove the coal. But I'm interested on going a little higher, and I'm going to cut up through here now, because I want to get to the actual site of the headgear of the pit itself. As I said, it opened in 1913. They began to sink the shafts in 1910. Now I'm going to have to take a break a second, because we've got to just get through this lot. A moment. Here we go. We can do it. Right, we're through. Yes, it was sunk in 1910. And as I mentioned with the Badwelty Pits area about the cost of coal and the terrible price that was paid because of the dangers in those days, there were dangers before ever the mine opened. Because on sinking these shafts, there was an explosion and 6 men were killed. Now, I was a fitter in the collieries, much later obviously. I started in 1977, which was a full 64 years after this pit opened. But here, 3 fitters, 2 sinkers and the mechanic all died while sinking the shaft in an explosion. An interesting note that was made by the inquest was this was the first occasion in mine rescue that they used breathing apparatus to try and rescue the men. And such was the rescue efforts on that day that 4 of the men involved in that rescue received medals. I believe it was Edward VII medals. So the history of this place began before it even opened. And of course it already showed just what a dangerous job it could be. But as we climb up over the top and past this rather nasty bramble, we'll just get that out of the way if we can, and go through here, hopefully we will reach the plateau that I'm looking for. And here we have it, folks. This is what I came to see. Over there would have been the winding house, right along there. Ropes running up over the headgears. Here is the one shaft which has been capped and fenced, and if I turn around, there is the other just on the other side. These 2 shafts would have been towering here. There were buildings to that side, there were office buildings just up there, and it's those office buildings that I suppose make this a bit of a pilgrimage rather than just a historical visit, because that's where my dad worked. Yep, my dad was a timekeeper here in the office at Markham Colliery. He died in 1967, so I was only 6 years of age, and to my knowledge I have never ever visited this spot, not while it was working or since it's been cleared. As I'm walking along, I just spotted this on the floor. Isn't that beautiful? Fool's gold, I imagine, but it really looks nice. Just standing right centre of this huge plateau. The village was constructed to house the men that worked here, and I've spoken with families in those houses due to my current job, and they told me of how their husbands would signal that they were coming home so they could put their dinner on. They would send a signal with a torch as they came off the afternoon shift and started to walk towards home. Now the village is called Markham, the colliery is called Markham, and that name was taken from Sir Arthur Markham, and he was a director of the Tredegar Iron Company. By 1945, 1,421 people were working here in this colliery. That's a lot of people. The colliery during World War II was so important to the war effort, as were all the collieries, producing the coal that was driving all of the steam engines and the steelworks and the such like. And in order to try and defend these collieries and the men underground from the bombing raids that were taking place, the mine companies had a brilliant idea. They would drive tunnels between local collieries, so if one colliery was bombed, then the men could go through the tunnel and up the other colliery. They did this in various places, and they did it here. They joined Markham with Oakdale, and the joining of the Markham and Oakdale colliery came into use later, because from 1979 until the pit closed in 1986, all the coal was taken underground from Markham and up the shaft at Oakdale. The village itself has other claim to fame, and the greatest of those is probably its brass band. Now, the brass band, as you know, are associated with mining areas, industrial areas across Britain, Yorkshire, Wales, Scotland, and here their claim to fame is simply that the brass band of Markham played for the investiture of the Prince of Wales in 1969. I want to take you now over the mountain there to the shed, because I've got something to show you. While Caroline and I work our way down the river, I want to show you something that links this visit and Oakdale together, as I show you what I believe is my best addition so far to the shed. Well, here we are in the shed, and as I promised you, I have a spectacular piece of furniture. Now, I've got to be honest, I'm sure already the observant among you have noticed that there's been a little bit of movement here. The cabinet that was on top of the radio is gone because I have had to turn this cabinet around with my drawers in. My radio still settles there, which is going to be ideal from this sitting position for me to be able to turn on Radio 4 and enjoy keeping up with current affairs while pottering around here in the shed. But I have to be totally honest with you folks, this was a mad purchase. I mean totally bonkers. We are talking a mega lump of furniture. In fact, it has resulted in the shed being thrown into even more chaos than before. But I am so pleased with my purchase. Now, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about when I say it's a little bit chaotic here at the moment, I'll just pick up the camera. Sorry for the unsteady camera work here, but if I was to just turn the camera around, then you'll begin to see the kind of mayhem that is now the shed. Let's show you what I've bought and why it is linked to the colliery site that we just visited. In fact, more than that, it's not just linked to the colliery site, it's got a link, a direct link to the offices in which my dad would have worked. So lots of family history, and this piece of furniture brings it all together. So here we go, folks. the big reveal. I hope you like it as much as I do. Now that this is so big, I am struggling to get far enough back in the shed for you to be able to see it in all its glory. It is a roll top desk, and it is just shy of 100 years old. It's got 3 drawers on either side, my nice chair here, and as I say, it's a roll top. It's a beautiful piece of furniture, but this is what makes it so special. This plaque here, which reads, presented to Mr. Alfred John Craig. Now, I don't know this man, but it was presented to him by the officials and workmen of Oakdale Navigation Collieries Co. Limited as a token of their esteem on his departure to the Markham's Colliery, November 1923. That transforms what is a beautiful piece of furniture into an extremely relevant piece of furniture for me. So here we have it, and I'm just going to roll up the top here. Even this here, what a beautiful piece of brass. And that on there reads, I believe it's Angus of London. I need to clean that up. They've had to remove the lock. That would have been done, I dare say, to get access. But this thing was really designed for its purpose, because everything on here is set out for someone who has got a busy office. This was the station, the workstation of 1920s. In fact, when we carried it in, tech support Tim said, if that doesn't fit in the shed, Dad, I'll have it to put my computer on in my room, because he would love to have something as well equipped as this, as a workstation today, 100 years later, with all of his technical equipment. But if you have a look at this detail here, now this is what struck me as quality, because at first I thought, well, that's strange, because obviously the lock is meant to go down into there and it's a solid piece of brass, but it's not, because as I touched it I realized that recesses. As the lock comes down, it'll press that in, move it out of the place, and then lock in place. When you unlock it, that pops back up into place. 100 years later, that is still fully functioning. The only reason this lock was removed, they'd lost the key, I would imagine. Just a little bit of polish, give it a shake, a little spray, and then a little bit of elbow grease. And look at the colour, the rich colour of that wood. Absolutely stunning. And it'll take a little bit of elbow work, but I think the result is going to be so worth it. Yes, it is on the big side. Yes, it does take a lot of floor space, and I'm going to have to redesign the shed to accommodate it. But there's times in life, folks, when some opportunity comes your way, something happens, and you can either say, I can't because, or you can say, I'm going to, and I'll make it work. And I've met one of those moments with this desk where I have had to say, I'm going to buy it if I can get it for the price I want. And I paid £70 for this desk, which I think is an absolute gift. But the observant among you may have noticed another little change. Several people have suggested, after my shelf on the ceiling, what about using the windowsills, Phil, because the light would shine through the bottles. So the observant among you may have noticed that if I just move my polish from the side there are bottles now on one of the windowsills, and they're looking rather nice. So before we head back over to the River Sarawi, but downriver, hopefully out of that wind. I want to just pop a few more bottles on the windowsill directly above you and add one little touch that I think is going to look really nice on this desk. Well, there it is, folks, in all its glory. Beautifully decorated windows with those gorgeous bottles. Thank you to everyone who brought up the idea. Picture there of me and Caroline some 40 odd years ago at our wedding. Continuing across. Look at the way the colours coming through. The light is just bringing it to life on a windy, stormy day. Imagine what they look like in the summer. And then, of course, two more photographs. One of my mum, myself, my son and my grandson. We got 4 children and 3 grandchildren. But there's 4 generations of the family there. And of course, the man himself, my dad. Well, I hope you feel the same as me. That this desk has found its perfect home. So, enough reminiscing, enough drooling over my latest possession. We have to get back down on the river.
Right, what do you think that is? A bit of pipe stem or one of those naughty twigs that always looks like a pipe stem? I think it's a twig, but I can't take the risk, so I'm going to pick it up. Oh, hang on a minute. It is. It's a bit of pipe stem. Look at that. I really wasn't going to pick that up. And I thought, oh, you've seen me pick so many twigs up. You don't want to see me pick another twig up. And it's not. Look at that. Oh, I'm so pleased with that. That's probably 2 inches long. And it's got the very bottom where the pipe bowl would have started. That I am very pleased with. I picked that up from there. I turned round, went to walk away, and look what's by my feet. It's another bit of pipe bowl. That's a different one. Wow, so close together. Now that means that this could be a good area for bits of pipe stem and pipe bowls. Oh, definitely worth a look. Can't see any at a quick sweep like that, but I'm going to keep looking. Well, what have you got?
Lovely colour glass.
Oh, that's nice. It's not a whole one.
No, but just a piece.
Oh, that is pretty.
Look at that for a rich blue.
Oh, yes. Very nice. Oh, you've got something else?
I like that. It's just a bit of a bottom of a cut, but it's well worn.
Yes, I'll give you that. It is well worn. It's not going to win any beauty competitions, but it is well worn.
Thank you. You're so generous with your compliments.
There's something down in the roots. Now it looks to me like a bottle stopper with a thread on. Now, I've never seen one of those before, so it probably isn't. So you can get it. Oh, it is, I think. Or is it a bit of candlestick? Now there's a hole right through, but there's... Look at that, there's a thread. What on earth could that be of? What do you reckon, Phil? Do you think that's of something interesting?
Threaded?
It is, but it's got a hole right through.
It's complete.
Do you think maybe it was off something, a chemist's type bottle?
Could be, yeah. Could have had a rubber on there. The tube going through in the top of the bottle.
Brew all things up, couldn't you? Make chemical potions.
Interesting.
It is, I've never seen one like that. If you know what that is, please let me know, because I think that is so lovely. What have you got? More blue?
I've got more blue, but what caught my eye was the other side. Look how rich that is.
Oh yes, again, lots of cobalt blue down here. Very pretty. But I want to find more pipe stems, more pipe bowls. Oh, it's a plug. No, it's not, it's a wheel.
It's a pulley, plastic pulley, dangling from a hooky thing with a plastic thing the other end and a bit of rope in between.
Ooh, I wonder if that's off a boat then.
No, it's really weird. What's the name on it? Can you see it?
I haven't got my glasses on, but if you tune into the live show, 9 o'clock on Saturday night, We'll show you it all cleaned up, we'll tell you what the words are, and you can find out a bit more information on it. Ooh, so don't forget, 9 o'clock, Saturday night, every Saturday night. See how it finds, have a laugh, join in the quiz, and enjoy yourself. There's the bottom of a ridge pottery jar there. The rim of a pudding bowl. Oh, there's a nice lid. Oh, it looks even nicer now I've got closer, look. It's got a bird on it. Oh, that's lovely. Off probably something like a mustard jar, I would imagine. Very pretty. Shame it's broken, but it's still worth hanging on to. I love that. There's a bottleneck there, but I'm not interested in the bottleneck. What's interesting me is what's in it. That is a Vulcan. No, it's a plastic bottle stopper. Ooh, two pairs of gloves is really difficult to hold on to things. But there we go, a plastic bottle stopper. Not as old as a vulcanised one, but interesting. And I'm going to keep the neck that it came out of too. You never know. Now that is a pretty colour glass. At first I thought it was a Gros bottle, but now I picked it up. Definitely it's not. It's a lovely light green, but I think that's possibly off an oil lamp. That's what it looks like to me. What do you think? Because of the shape and the angle, it would have been quite large. And levelling off on the top and bottom, I think that's going to be part of an oil lamp. But what's that in the water? Let's go have a look. Oh, it's one of those. No idea what one of those is. We've got those bits on the back as well. What do you reckon? Because I have no clue. I think I found another bit of pipe stem. What do you reckon there? Oh, let's take our time and enjoy it. How long do you think that is? Ah, not very long. But it is definitely, officially, another bit of pipe stem. Oh, how exciting. Well, I keep turning the camera off and within seconds need to turn it back on. Because I found something here that looks like it could be Marmite or Oxo. Oh, I think it's broken. Yep, it is. It's the bottom of a Bovril. The bottom of a Bovril jar. Oh, what a shame. Oh, and there's a neck of something there. Let's have a look at that. Yep, very pretty, but only a neck. Somebody has been here before us. They pulled a bottle from in there. There must have been something sticking out after the storm. So I think somebody's been down here and beaten us. But they were very brave because it's been far too cold and windy for us to come down until today. Have you seen anything else? Have you spotted anything? I haven't heard anybody shouting, "Look, look, you missed a gold doubloon!" What have you found, Mr. Johnson?
I have some nice colourful pieces of china.
Oh, they're nice. Another deep blue.
Yeah.
And
that's very pretty, isn't it?
I think that's probably some blossom of a Chinese or a
Japanese
oh, I think it may be spongeware. It looks like, even though I haven't got my glasses on. Could be. And this, I love this turquoise colour. It's just so nice and a pleasant change from the blues. Even though the blues are lovely, it's nice to see something a little bit different. Have a change.
And slight disappointment.
Oh, another cod bottle with a... Oh,
it's not a cod bottle, no, it's just a standard bottle. It's Williams & Co. And I know where it's from. Newport, which is the far other end of this river. But shame the top's gone. But rather a nice bottle.
It is, isn't
and
it?
See the air bubble there next to Williams? So I'll take it with me and clean it up and see how pretty it looks in the light when it's finished.
Okie dokie. What do you call me for?
Because I found a bit.
Oh, let's have a look.
I found the, not the bowl end, but the mouth end.
The mouthpiece of a pipe.
Just there.
Well done.
Just for there in the roots of the tree.
Excellent. Oh, look at that.
Obviously the tide has come in, washed and washed and washed. You can see this all come apart and it was just lying to there.
Oh, wow. Well done. I wonder who smoked that. I wonder whose lips were on that. Was it a rich man, a poor man, an adult, a child, a man, a woman? Oh, the possibilities are endless. You can make up stories for each of these pipes, couldn't you? The history that you think they had.
Well, my grandfather smoked from the age of 6.
Right.
And a good friend of ours did the same. Remember sitting on the barrel of beer in the cellar of the pub having a pipe. So to say children smoked isn't being in any way sort of derogatory. They actually did, if you go back 3 generations.
Oh yes, we absolutely don't recommend children smoke.
No,
we don't
no,
recommend
no.
anybody does.
Tell you what else is interesting, is you just walked past you 30 seconds ahead of me.
Yep, I didn't see that.
So it just goes to show, folks, even if you've walked somewhere and you're walking back, keep looking, because you never know. Our eyes don't take it all in.
Now there's something down there, and I think it's something we find often, but usually attached to the rest of its body. Let's see if I'm right. Yep, it's the seat of a bike. Not very well now, is it? I don't think anybody's going to want to use that. Look at the sleeve on it. Oh, now wouldn't it be lovely if that was a silver coin? If I can get it, then I'd say if anything it's a ring bow. I don't think I can get it. Look, I think it's disappeared now. Everything's brown. Spring hasn't quite arrived yet, but look at this. This dogwood has just started to sprout fresh new branches. Look how bright green they are. They're almost lime in colour. A real reminder that spring is just around the corner. I was looking down, I can't get down there, but I thought, I wonder if anything's poking out. And this is poking out here. Do you think that's a whole bottle? Oh, I've got to watch I don't fall down, it's very steep. Oh, look at that! Oh, how exciting! The top's smashed off, but it's a lovely, cute little bottle. There's a little, there, I think it is a crack. Let's have a look what colour it is. Oh, look at the colour on it. Wow. Oh, I'm glad I had a look. I wouldn't be climbing down very far though. That is really steep and dangerous.
You want me to go down?
No, you'll never get back up.
I will. I'll leave the bag by here in a minute.
Right, oh, here we go. Phil's going to try to go down.
I'll leave the bag here because I'm not silly.
Right, how many do you think Phil is going to fall? How many do you think will stay on his feet?
Silly. Look at this.
Yeah, very soft. Phil does love a challenge. There are others who think Phil's just bonkers. I'll call it loving a challenge. Oh, well done. Anything exciting down there? I'm not coming down even if there is.
No.
Nothing. Oh, so you want to come back up now? Come on then. You're going to bound up like a gazelle.
It looks like you found a good find.
Is that a teapot lid there, or is it? I can't tell with my eyes. Right, by your hand. There. It's not, is it? Oh no, it looked like a circle with a knob on. It's not, it's a rock.
No, it's a lump of coal.
Oh, lump of coal. Oh well.
Up.
Well, you can do it. Up you come. Up you come.
Whoops.
Easy as that. It might be easy, but I wasn't doing it.
I'm back.
There's some pretty china here. Let's see if I can walk along carefully. Look at that. I love that. Little rose on pink background. And this here looks like it was part of a candlestick. Why do I never find whole candlesticks like that? Oh, can you imagine what they must have looked like? We have to use our imagination because there's certainly not enough there to tell us much of a story. Ooh! Over there, I found another piece of the pink. Let's see if we can get down. Two pieces of the pink. Ooh, that's pretty. I can't see any more. I will keep my eye out. But I'm not terribly optimistic because lots of things here have been really scattered. They're shattered and then washed down and down. Got another bit of a mixing bowl there. That's quite a big chunk, isn't it? Ooh, look at that. What a whopper. Now over here is the neck of a bottle, but where it was lying, it looked like a gigantic bead. Imagine what a bead necklace made of glass bottle tops would look like. It would be very heavy, but very impressive. Oh, I can see what looks like basket weave. Oh, look at that. It's all basket weave pattern. I wonder what it was. The leaf on this, it was originally very pretty. There's not a lot left now, and there's something huge in the water over there. Can you see it? I've got this bag of cement that somebody has let get damp, and now we're in the solid shape of a cement bag. Look at the size on that. Can we get it? I reckon that's possibly a bit of toilet bowl. Strange shape. It's been very round, but it does seem to look like a bit where the toilet would flush. That's my guess. I've never seen one in this buff colour. Fortunately, it's been in the river a while, so there's no germs on it. It's been nicely cleaned. I just found this, which is another piece of that basket weave. Jug vase, I'm not sure what it is. And also down here, this is more modern. This is a piece of pretty floral frosted glass. It's really sweet. Not very well worn though, is it? It's quite sharp. You really have to have eagle eyes with all these different colours. All the broken glass, all the broken crockery, all the different colour stones, bits of brick. Oh, is that there, cog? Oh yes! I wonder what that was off. Do you think it was off a clock from somebody's mantelpiece or somebody's fob watch? Well, the rest of it's long gone, but we will take that and keep it forever because it's so pretty. So interesting. Maybe not pretty, but it is interesting. Now I'm pretty sure I found a different piece of this. Oh, about 2 years ago on this river, and I liked it, and I remember commenting that that looks like Christmas baubles. It's possibly a Christmas plate. I don't know if any of you remember that. Oh, if I can find that piece of china, it'd be interesting to see if they join up. I'll then have a bigger chunk of something that's identifiable. I'm pretty sure it's a side plate, though. I don't think it's a dinner plate. Probably a side plate, and nice and fine china too. Is that the end of a shotgun cartridge? I think it is. What do you reckon? That bit's very crumbly, but then the metal bit on the end is rather solid. Let me know, what do you reckon? Shotgun cartridge or something completely different? Now that is gorgeous. It's not a hole. Can you imagine how pretty that would look if you were having your sandwiches and afternoon tea on a Sunday afternoon in the garden? Strawberry scones. I bet they look gorgeous on that. Ooh. Now before I show you what I've seen, I'm going to go back over here, because in this bit here, I found another bit of that plate or bowl from over here. Still not really enough to make anything substantial. That isn't the same, is it? No, that's like a turquoise. Let's get back to my... Oh! Can you see it? Is it a stone? No. Is it a cup handle? No. Is it a pipe stem? Yes, look at that. Another bit of pipe stem. It's a good inch, that one. Slightly longer, I'd say. Oh, how lovely is that? Another piece of pipe stem. I absolutely love finding these. I know I may have said that once or twice before. What's this green here? Oh look, it's a bird's head, but the beak is gone. Oh, what a shame. I'm going to take it anyway, because isn't that cute? And I can just imagine what the beak used to look like. Hello, Mr. Johnson.
Hello. I have some more.
Oh, more? Yeah, I'd say that's willow pattern again.
That's definitely.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Another nice bit.
Oh, that's lovely.
Now, I've got a bottle.
Yeah.
It's cracked. It's screw top. And it's got nothing written on it.
The first one we found today.
First whole bottle anyway.
Oh, well done.
I'd say probably Disprin or something like that was in it.
Something like that.
But it's not marked as such.
No, but it's cute. It's good sign, so I like that.
That's good. Now then, if I was to say that the bottles are thin on the ground and this one's rather small, the shards of pottery are definitely not thin on the ground.
No, very plentiful.
Now, not as plentiful as when our friends, the Kentish mudlarks, paid a visit to this very river and hid those bags for us and did a treasure hunt, perhaps. But I'll tell you this, there's not been only small shards. And I have a game of large, plain or patterned.
Ooh, let's play plain or patterned. Ooh, look at all these goodies.
Now, look at those, aren't they nice large bits?
They are, but I'm feeling a bit unnerved by them being so big. I don't normally dress this game with, play this game with big bits. And this one I'm going for, oh, now is that blue because there's a bit of blue on the edge there. So I'll say patterned, it's a bit of a cheaty go. Yeah, it is nice. Beautiful. I love the colour. It's like a navy blue. But I did cheat a little bit because you can see a little bit on the corner there. We put that there in case we need it as a decider. Right. This one I'm going to go for plain. Oh yes, one to me. This one I'm going to go for patterned. Ooh, another one to me. That looks like spongeware ivy leaves. I'm not sure if it's spongeware or not. This one patterned. Oh yes, another patterned one. Oh, that's a very pretty motif. Looks very en vogue. Lovely. This one plain.
I go home now. There's only 4 left. You've got 4 and a decider. Right.
No, this one I'm going for patterned. Oh, that's a very unusual blue, isn't it, for these sort of pieces?
Yes. What is not unusual is I'm losing.
No, I'll give you that. That is very usual. Patterned.
Okay, hey, I get
well
one.
Done.
I got one.
Patterned. Oh, yep, there's a lovely pagoda on that. And the final piece, I'm going for patterned. It's got a line. What does that do?
That's patterned. It's got a line on it.
You've almost won.
No,
you're a runner-up. You're definitely second.
I think what you meant to say, not I almost won, but I have won.
Yes, that's what it is.
And you have 7.
But you were a good challenger.
Thank you. Due to the fact I'm the only one on the river.
You are the best.
That makes me the 2nd best plain or pattern player on this river.
Well done. Now I walked along here earlier and just looking around and thought, I wonder, shall I go and have another look up here and look what I've seen? So obvious, sticking right out, shouting, pick me, pick me, pick me. And I didn't see it. It's a glass bottle stopper. It's quite a small one on the top. And there's nothing written on it. But what a lovely find, especially where I've looked before. It's amazing just how much you miss. Ooh, that's another nice find. We found quite a lot of little glassy things today. Some beads and some bottle stoppers. A little bottle. It's a little glass day. Well, look at that I just found. It's a C for Caroline. What's the chances of finding your own initial on the beach? Well, a river beach. Oh, I like that. It's a bit messy. I maybe have to get Phil to grind it down on the edges, but that's very nice. I'd love to find the whole alphabet on the bottoms of bottles. I don't reckon there would be many. I can't imagine many bottle companies beginning with X or Z. If you know any, let me know and I'll keep an eye out for those. Again, I turned the camera off and had to turn it straight back on again because there are 2 things of interest here. The first thing is this, which I'm pretty convinced is a clay marble. Oh yes, look at that. Definitely small finds today. Oh, I like that. It's a really lovely colour, very rich. But the one thing that's really interesting me is this. Now, do you think there's any chance that that could be a pipe bowl? With a wiggle. Well, it's loose. Oh, wow. Wow, look, look. Oh, I am so excited. I found a pipe bowl. Oh, that is excellent. I am so pleased with that. I didn't even know that was there. I was just looking at my C for Caroline bottle bottom and I didn't know whether to bother stop for it or not, and I thought, oh, it would be nice. And then I turned the camera off. I spot the marble and then I spot this. Oh, that is... Oh, I'm so excited. I can't help it. I try to be sensible, but... Oh, I just love finding this sort of thing. And I found another one. Oh, I think that's the only one we found in this trip. Nice big bowl like that. I wonder if you get as excited as I do. I love it.
Hello.
Oh, what have you found, Mr. Johnson?
I found a very pretty but broken bit of glass. It's camp coffee.
Oh yes, camp coffee and chicory.
And seeing that bit of glass has led me to a theory.
A theory?
Yeah, that is newly broken.
Right.
Now quite often we find bottles that have been disturbed by bottle diggers that are broken. But I think today we're also finding a considerable amount of broken glass because the storm we had was so ferocious.
Yeah, I think so.
Things have been bowling down here and smashing against the stones, which would explain why the little bottle, although cracked, survived. And as I was coming over to you to share this theory, I spotted something.
All right. What's
Under
that?
my foot.
Under your foot. Oh wow! It's
Look
whole.
at that.
Oh look! I think it's whole. Looks whole. It is whole. Oh wow! What's the chances? That's perfect.
Now,
Oh, well spotted.
the only thing I can think is, because we have been past here, and in fact that half a brick I kicked over on my way through
All right,
to
yeah.
see if there's any name on it. And I'm thinking as I came back, when I kicked the brick over, I must have exposed this from underneath the brick. So isn't that
wow.
about?
It is. Well done, Mr. Johnson.
Gotta be best bottle of the day.
I think so. You win best bottle of the day.
Okay, just a little word to everyone, because a few people have asked about Manky. They're panicking that I keep losing him because he doesn't show up on the riverside. During these winter months, he's taken to hanging out with his mates at HQ. So if you want to check out on Manky, don't worry, he'll be there 9 o'clock every Saturday on the live show. He wouldn't miss that, but it means he can stay in the warm. And of course, we've lost him twice now, and I couldn't bear the thought of losing Manky. So he's safer where he is. I'd like to share with you a find.
Oh, go on then.
Now, I may be accused of seeing dragons everywhere.
You see dragons everywhere.
There we are, I told you. But can anyone else see this dragon?
Oh, yes.
This is you, this is eye, this is his forehead, this is nose.
And a nostril. Very
I
good.
would say that is a gorgeous metal dragon.
Now, you have to stop finding these dragons because you are going to have to be known as Plinth, Teapot and Dragon Man, and it's just getting too long to fit on your t-shirt.
But I'm taking that home in the hope that I'll be able to make a piece of craft with it at some point.
Good plan.
That's going to go in a drawer. You never know, maybe in a drawer of that nice new desk. Well, I've had a great time today. I know Caroline's had a great time.
Yep.
Finding that bottle stopper. I looked exactly where you looked and you found a bottle stopper. You'd looked exactly where I looked and I found a pipe stem. Of course you beat me on the pipe stem because you found a much nicer one than me. Who got the best finds? Who cares? The best thing is being out together, being on the river and making the most of the breaks between the storms. Hope you've enjoyed being with us. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget, till the next time we're all together, have fun. Bye.
Bye.